Hey, good morning or good evening, Spurs fans. Paul the Hotspur Hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. And as I exclusively predicted in my stream last night, or 12 hours ago, if that makes things easier for you, there would be no resolution to the Harry Kane saga. Yes, that's what happened, folks. I hope you're all well out there. I've got a few tweets to get to, and then I'll come to the internet nutters in the chat and have a chat with you lot. See how long we can string out this pony for. As I exclusively revealed last night, nothing would happen. They flew in, they had a chat, a bit, and then flew off again. And Bayern said, "Oh, we're confident of a deal," and Tottenham said, "Was that Daniel?" Tottenham said what? Tottenham said nothing as usual because who are we? We're just peons. So it looks like that the Bayern offer is still 20 million quid short. I mean, it's no deal, isn't it? We're keeping Harry Kane. Harry Kane, he's one of our own. We're going to win the treble next year with Captain Harry Kane lifting up, doing all that. Get your triceps in action, Harry. You're going to need him later this year. So one more year, Harry Kane, I reckon. It ain't happening. Nothing's happening. No one's moving. Remember old rumours at the beginning of the transfer window? Oh, there's going to be a great big, huge, massive rebuild. 3 players in, 1 player out. That's I don't know if that's a rebuild in my book, but let's see what the I say the official reports. I mean, I'll see what Twitter says about all this. Just got up here at 6:22 in the morning. Sun's about to rise. The sky is getting lighter. Now let me have a look here. Bookmarks. Never easy, this X thing, is it? Doop 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 doo. Here we go. All right, so it all flowed through on Twitter. Fabrizio Romano was saying crucial hours for Harry Kane deal. Bayern officials are prepared for a meeting in London with Daniel Levy as direct talks. Direct talks will take place in Tottenham. Bayern will offer more than the last 80 million euro. They said, "We respect Daniel Levy as a professional." Daniel Levy said, now, Galatasaray, looks like they've made another offer for Tanguy Ndombele. The fee proposed is more than 8 million euros. Not that lot. It's not that much, is it? I suppose it's not very good, though. And they have reduced the number of years the payment would be made. There we go. There he is. Look at that. The steely vision of a world-class athlete with a really great attitude. So it looks like he's on his way, doesn't it, really, somehow? And this is an interesting one. A bit more tempting for Davinson Sanchez than a country at war that's actually doing war, Moscow. Last word on Spurs, and it's coming from the Daily Mail, though. You know what I think about the Daily Mail, don't you? It's Hotspur Hippie. It's not Hotspur Hopkins. Got no truck with the Daily Mail, but they're saying Nottingham Forest are interested in signing Tottenham Hotspur's 27-year-old Colombian central defender Davinson Sanchez. Overall, across 6 seasons, 6 seasons? 6 seasons? Oh, it's depressing, isn't it? Overall, across 6 seasons, he made over 200 appearances for Spurs. Well, good luck to him. Off he goes. I hope he could just take that offer. I understand the Moscow man one. I mean, I don't think anyone really wanted him to go to Moscow. Nottingham Forest. Nottingham's cool. Nottingham's a lovely place. First class ticket to Nottingham, please. Do you still get tunes? Can you still buy tunes in England? Or have they been discovered to have some weird carcinogenic or narcotic chemical in them? I used to love tunes. Could eat a packet of them. Bit of sad news I'll just drop in here. Not football related, but Adrian Street, who was like a glam wrestler, has passed away. And the reason that's popped up for me is because I've been going down a bit of a, just digress, it's Tottenham and Tangents. I've been going down a British wrestling wormhole on YouTube just to relive those glory days of Big Daddy and Giant Haystacks and Fit Finlay and Mad Mick McManus, and Adrian Street was in there as well. And I don't know, wrestling was kind of fun, wasn't it? Until Greg Dyke took over LWT and just decided, oh no, we're a bit more aspirational these days. We're a bit more aspirational, and this wrestling lark's a bit working class, isn't it? So we won't have it anymore. So you know, bit of a shame really, because it was just a bit of silly fun, bit of theatre. Now back to football, back to Tottenham. Last word on Spurs. I'm saying again, this is from the Daily Mail. Tottenham Hotspur are considering a move for Brennan Johnson. Should the sale of Harry Kane go through? Well, it's relevant, isn't it? Forest boss Steve Cooper doesn't want to sell. Bids of 50 million would be looked at, but Spurs won't go that high. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And it looks like and then a couple of hours later, last word on Spurs, and this is from Ertan Sujgun, the Tanguy and Ndombele. Another photo of him. Hey, we all remember Morecambe, mate. They're saying the fee would see a reduction in the number of years the payment would be made. So same amount of money, but instead of 50 years, probably like 49 or something like that. So that's pretty cool. And here we go. This is where it all started falling to bits. Sky Sports News. This is from that Tottenham feed. Bayern and Tottenham representatives had lunch in central London today. There remains a £20 million gap in valuation. Spurs will also insist on a buyback clause should he return to the Premier League. And I think Paddy Hartnett sums it up. Bayern, we will offer 80 million. Spurs, Guy, Brian, no deal, off you trot. End of story. On your Paddy. And then finally, in this saga, FC Bayern, according to last word on Spurs, are saying Bayern Munich bosses are positive after talks in London with Tottenham Hotspur chairman Daniel Levy on the purchase of Harry Kane, despite the lack of a final agreement on the deal. The next step towards the deal is done. And Daniel Levy in response said, and that's about as much as we've got at the moment. So, you know, I'm feeling pretty tickety-boo. I'm feeling pretty tickety-boo, to be honest. I think Harry Kane's staying. I think that's it. Done. And yeah, I know we need centre-backs. Oh, I just want to kick a ball around. Bugger it. I don't care anymore. Just want to see some football now. I'm not fed up with all the speculating. I'll wait till it happens. But Harry Kane is staying. They're not going to come up with another 20 million, otherwise they would have done it yesterday. What, they're going to do it at the last minute? Or is it all part of some scheme that he plays the last home game at Shakhtar and then goes on, I haven't got a tinfoil hat, this is the best I've got. Conspiracy alert. The deal has been done, but we're just waiting for him to line up against Shakhtar, give him 5 minutes. Everyone waves around at the crowd. I'll tell you what though, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a fair few protests at the Shakhtar game, because I think a lot of people are getting sick of this shenanigans. But I'm in Sydney, so I'm not protesting, I'm just going to lie here on the couch. Alright, let's have a look at the comments. Oh, there's loads of comments, thanks folks. Super chat, I haven't got the sign up. But super chats are available if you'd like to slip a couple of bob to the channel. And memberships are available as well, with a whole range of exclusive nothing really, because I'm a hippie, aren't I? I'm egalitarian, but it's just a way of saying thank you, and you get a nice little star next to your name, which is kind of cool. Memberships are available from very affordable to a complete rip-off. Take your choice. All right, here we go. Oh, loads of comments. Thanks, folks. You're all in here. How many people are in here? It looks like there could be quite a lot of people watching today for one of my streams. Oh, 20. 20, okay, that'll do. Alrighty, here we go. Wayne Bonner first in. He's in first a lot. What's up, Paul? Hope you're good. Howdy everyone in the chat. Has Kane gone yet, or are they still dragging out this tedious saga? Yeah, nothing at all happened. No leaks or news or quotes of an associate or anything from Tottenham. It's all Bayern still. I think he's staying, man. I think he's staying. Milton Nobrega. Morning, Paul. Hope all is well. All is well. The sun's coming up. Yeah, I woke up this morning, still here. Tell you what, though, I had a hell of a nightmare. Bloody hell. I had a hell of a nightmare. There's all sorts of stuff going on. I won't give you the details, but at one point, Clive James showed up. And I shook his hand and I said, thanks for all the entertainment. But there's lots of bad stuff, so a bit of a disturbed night's sleep when all that happened. But the sun's coming up. I turn on my tap and drinking water comes out, so life ain't so bad, man. Insider trading, big up Paul, no centre backs yet. Well, it's only been 12 hours, mate, since we've last said it. It's getting worrying now. I'm kind of, I'm doing a bit of this, Mark. I'm doing a bit of this. So, like, sometimes I give a shit, sometimes I don't give a shit. Give a shit, don't give a shit. So at the moment, I'm kind of don't give a shit. And if something happens, it happens. But I'm just looking forward to 5 days' time. We've got a football match on. That's where my eyes are focused. And I'm pretty sure Ange will be keeping the boys' heads straight, keep their eyes focused on the prize. I think it will be cool. Milton Nobrega, God, it's painful being a Spurs supporter. Most toxic relationship I've had. I've been in. Sorry, I was just waking up, man. I'll take it from the top, all right? Take two. We'll just cut this bit out. God, it's painful being a Spurs supporter. Most toxic relationship I've been in, but I'm a glutton for punishment, as I've been following Spurs for 30 odd years. Yeah, well, that's the way being a Spurs fan is at the moment. I've been supporting them since about 77, 78, something like that. And luckily, I've had some good times. I feel sorry for younger people like you who have just had slim pickings. But I always think we're a big club, and the club is owned by the fans. It's not owned by the owners. And we're always here, and sooner or later things will change, they'll go or whatever, and we'll still be all here ready to march onwards to glory. Because the owners are just keeping us down. We are a big club. I don't care what anybody says. We are a big club. Sometimes we don't act like it, but we are. Oh, I've got to say, Mark there is a member of the Hotspur hippie commune, and so is Welsh Gal. Good morning, Welsh Gal. Big up, Paul. Borada. I hope I've pronounced that right. Good morning. Oh, okay. All right, I'm learning a bit of Welsh. That's all right. That's cool. Borada. Have I pronounced that right? Greetings to the Hotspur hippie commune. Hey! Here we go. Wayne Bonner. I've supported Spurs for 45 years. Think I'm at sadomasochistic level by now. Yeah, well, that's the way it is, isn't it? But sometimes I think it's a bit of a two-way street, this abusive relationship, because, I know for myself, I'll bag the crap out of them sometimes, maybe not on stream so much, but I'll bag the crap out of them, but then I'll keep going back. It's like I'm the perpetrator sometimes. That's the way I feel. Sometimes I'm the perpetrator. I'll bag out players, like Eric Dyer. I've still got a traffic cone on the roof. How the traffic cone got on the roof is another story, but there was a traffic cone on the roof. And so who is? I suppose when you look at the amount of power, well, fans have the power, don't they? So what's the power imbalance here? I don't know. It's very complicated, but I like to try and think of things in different ways sometimes. But it's not happy times at the moment. But I'm sure when we start kicking the ball around, there's going to be a lot to be happy about, because it's going to be. If we've stuck through watching that last 4 years of putrid, decaying porridge, then, and we didn't win anything, then we might not win anything this year apart from the treble. It's all 3 trophies. But at least we're going to see some football that's going to be, happy times. And, I'll take it. Can't change the ownership, so we've got what we got. What are you going to do? You can't do nothing. Spurs related. Hi, Paul. G'day, man. Hope you're well. Yeah, not so bad. Pretty good. The sky's getting lighter as we speak. Inside of trading, 50 years. I've given up now and just laugh. Yeah, it gets to that stage. So yeah, that's the sort of journey I go on, and I find myself more, why am I doing the trough? Yeah, I don't know. But when there's long stretches between football, that's when my mind starts going so like international breaks, but as long as I'm occupied with football, that's the thing, because this year we're playing mainly one game a week, during the week, like come Wednesday, Thursday, probably Wednesday, Thursday, that's when I'll be at my most, before I start looking forward to the weekend game. Whereas when you've got 2 games a week, I don't get as much time to, plummet. But hopefully we'll go very advanced in the domestic trophies, all the way to Wembley, and that'll give us some midweek action. Future music, g'day man. Morning Paul, morning chat, hello. Eco Echo, peace man. Eco Echo, evening all. Levy should tell Bayern negotiations are off, end of. That's the thing I don't understand. If they're so far off, I mean, how do they end the conversation? Say, Flono, sit there. I'm going to give you 80 million. Nah, not interested in that. All right then. And that seems to be it. It'd be so nice if Spurs made a statement. Just even if from the Tottenham side we heard negotiations are still ongoing. At least I think that would be. I mean, it's still bad. Don't get me wrong, but at least it's something. The problem with Tottenham is we don't hear anything from them. So I'd personally love to hear them say, no negotiations, no deal. Harry Kane staying with us for a year. But no, nothing. Beer talk. Bayern won't pay the money required to buy Kane from us. Big up, by the way. Yeah, no, I think it's done, isn't it? I think it's done. It's just a question. Maybe Paris Saint-Germain will sneak in at the last minute. But I don't get that Harry Kane would move to Bayern anyway. I just don't. I don't see the allure of it, unless he's But if he really wants to get away from Tottenham that much, he'd look all a bit bloody miserable and shit, and he doesn't seem to be. So it's hard to tell though, Harry, because he's pretty blank slate, isn't he? I don't know if you saw him on that Hot Wings thing, but like he's going through the sequence of spicy wings, going from hot to really volcanic, and it's like not even a bead of sweat. It's, that's quite a hot one. That sip of milk, and that's it. Whereas most people are like convulsing and throwing up and running off to the toilet. He's just, a bit spicy, that one. So I don't think we'll get much emotion out of him. Wayne Bonner, does that Nilsson centre-back play for Galatasaray? I think he might do. Let's have a look, Let's have a look here. Are you interested in him, Wayne, are you? Let's have a look. Let's get this useless statistical website up here. As usual, my typing on my iPhone is terrible. Let's have a look. See if I can find. I assume you know what you're spelling there. All right, yeah, 2 S's. All right, here we go. So let's just bring this all up so you can see what I'm looking at here. There we go. Oh, there's the sign: super chats and memberships available. I don't like to talk, bang on about it, How do I go about it? Here we go. Victor Nelson. So my two criteria, because I don't think statistics are worthwhile. So I've picked my own. They've got to have a higher rating than Eric Dyer, which is 6.86, and they've got to be taller than me, which is 185 centimetres. So let's see. He's playing for Galatasaray, Super League. Oh, okay, that's a win. So that's 50% there, and he's over the line. There we go. Get him in. Get him in. 19 million. Get him in. We'll do a swap. We'll do a swap. So why do they want? Ah, no, but he's the wrong side of the pitch, though, man. Nah. Unless it's just a backup for Romero, but I'd rather see a bit more red over this side of the pitch, you know. No outstanding strengths, no outstanding weaknesses. Well, what good are you? What good are you? How many tackles per game? It's got to be over 3.8. I'm seeing this a lot. I don't know if anyone in the chat can answer my conundrum with this, but a lot of defenders I look at, their tackles per game seems to be like you don't really get anything over 2. And I'm just wondering, am I looking at defenders that are playing in good sides, so they're not relied upon as much, or is tackling just a thing of the past? You know, is it just a thing of the past? Along with things like headbutting a player behind the ref's back, is it just a part of the game that's going away? Oh, by the way, hot action in the Women's Soccer World Cup last night. Australia 4, Canada 0. And an offside goal, which wasn't offside. It was the old someone's heel was like, you know, bullshit, that VAR. But I'll give it this, the VAR was very quick at making the decision. It was a very quick process, maybe because it was offside, but it was quick at least. Not like England where, I mean, I've seen Spurs matches where we're hanging around for 6-7 minutes and then they had like 1 minute on at the end. So Australia through the round of the last 16, which is good because it was all hanging by a thread there. And Australia, if football, I'll call it soccer because I'm talking about Australia. We've had a few bashes at getting the old soccer juggernaut going in this country. Ange Postecoglou probably had our finest moment when he managed us to the 2015 Asian Cup. But nothing happened. Nothing happened. So I'm hoping for a good run from the Australian women, from the Matildas. Maybe that will, I don't know, get people talking about soccer a little bit more. Football, you know, a bit less rugby union for the posh kids. Rugby league, I'm getting into that. That's all right. AFL, I don't quite understand, but that's all right. But get football in the mix somewhere. Rugby union can bugger off. Apart from maybe the Rugby Union World Cup, but I'll be supporting Ireland in that because my nationality is all over the place. Remember, this is Hotspur hippie. I don't believe in countries. I think countries are only useful for the World Cup and the Olympic Games. We should all roam around wherever we want. I know it's unrealistic. I know it's a pipe dream, but I don't care. Don't care. If I could dream of a change of ownership at Tottenham, I might as well have a more realistic dream of there being no boundaries and we all love our fellow man. All right, so that was a quick look at him. Not interested, Wayne, unless you've seen something about him that piques your interest. Mark, Germans made all the running, all their nonsense, did not realise they were dealing with Levy. That, in my opinion, is why no other club wanted to try and get a deal done for Kane. And I think clubs are just going to hang around for a year, really. I mean, why wouldn't you? That's what I don't get about buying. The only reason I think like you'd go in now is if you know that when Kane can have his pick of anything, you're not going to be in the running. So that's why Bayern Munich, like if Kane doesn't sign a new contract and he goes on a free, is he really going to be, he's not going to be considering Bayern Munich in the slightest, really, at all, is he? So that's why they're trying to get in now. You know, I think it's all hot air and nothing, really. And I haven't looked at what the Bayern Munich fans have said for a while, but last time I looked, which was maybe a couple of weeks ago, the Bayern Munich fans, and this is only the ones that speak in English as well, they were getting a bit pissed off with the whole thing. It's like, just leave it alone, it's embarrassing. So, you know, like, that's it. Future music. I met Big Daddy when I was small. Oh, well, he was a friend of the grannies and a friend of the kiddies as well. He was the people's man for some reason. And my I assume you're talking about Jimmy Street here. Beat up Jimmy Savile, so that's pretty cool, eh? It was just and the people. This documentary I watched about wrestling the other night, and it's a question. There was a question in it that I've taken, and I sort of change it towards Tottenham Hotspur now, because it's a really good. It was a really good quote. This wrestler, who was it? I can't remember who the wrestler was, but he was obviously asked, "Oh, was it a fix?" And he said, "Let me see if I can get it right." He said, "If you're a wrestling fan, you don't need to ask that question, and if you're not a wrestling fan, then there's no answer to that question that will satisfy you, so it's pointless." And I thought that was kind of a cool way of, subtly sidestepping it. But it was fun, and it was funny how the way, like, it got women, like my mum, go on, knock his block off. Took it so seriously, and I'd be sitting there thinking, I mean, obviously, like, they're very athletic, and I'm sure they did hurt each other. One of the boxers, one of the wrestlers said it wasn't fake, it was just fixed. So I kind of get that, where, they were actually, they were pulling blows and stuff, but they were hurting each other at points. But the actual result, when it came down to it, was, all scripted. But it was fun. It was fun. But maybe it was a bit northern for Greg Dyke. You're talking now. I've gone down such a huge. Mark is a hippie commune memberships available, super chats available. I've been going down such a big Kendo Nagasaki wormhole, man, about the story about him and everything. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. About how he rarely talks without talking through a spirit guide. He has taken his mask off a couple of times. He took his mask off and he like red contact lenses and a hairdo and a tattoo and all that. He was a pretty cool guy. Had a bit of a dispute with one of his neighbours over a land thing, boundary thing. So his identity, because he never told anyone who he was, his identity came out. But also the way his identity came out was a plumber did some work for him. And so, I mean, this arsehole, this plumber. So what he would do is, he would take out adverts. So you'd have, there'd be an advert in the paper for, come to the Working Men's Hall in Bradford for some top quality wrestling, top of the bill, Kendo Nagasaki. And underneath, this plumber would pay to take out an advert for no reason. I don't think there was any bad blood, but he would take out, he'd say, Kendo Nagasaki is really Peter Thornley. I mean, and he had a finger missing. Was he the victim? It's like that. It's like Dave Allen. Was he the victim of some samurai fight, or was it some sort of industrial accident? No accident. No one knows. But he was a mysterious character. Wayne Bonner. Oh, right, here we go. Right down a tangent here. Wrestling on Saturdays on ITV. Good old World of Sport. Love that on Saturdays. I know, man. World of Sport and Grandstand. And it was just any sport, anything that was going, they would show it. Especially when more and more, when you had, B Sky B, Robert Maxwell before he fell off his boat. When they got more and more rights to sport, then it was more and more slim pickings until they just said, you know what, we can't do. Dickie Davis, sorry man, you're out of a job. Frank Boff, you're out of a job, man. We're going to have like just boring programming. Boring programming. Aaron Dove, g'day man, g'day man. Evening Paul, I'm doing my best to avoid transfer window. And now I've got a new hobby. Following Joe Lewis's lot Aviva on Yacht Tracker. It moves faster than assigning players. Yeah, I don't get why. You'd think like one of the benefits of having a big yacht like that and you get like an indictment, you could just like bugger off. You could do a bit of an L. Ron Hubbard and just, you know, you could just live on it, couldn't you? You know, stop off in countries where safe havens or whatever. So I don't quite understand. Unless the cost of living crisis has affected poor old Joe Lewis and he can't afford petrol for it, maybe that could be a possibility, couldn't it? But I mean, it's like you've bought your own city, you've bought your own like acreage, and you could just bobble around on it. But I don't know. That would also be more fun. Joe Lewis on the run, international waters. Diplomatic immunity, Mr. Reef. Yassarian, morning Paul, morning Yassarian, morning Paul and hippies. The only actual football news from me is that the Matildas have topped their group, yes man, and are through to the round of 16 after dominating Canada. Come on you Spurs versus Shakhtar. And I was, you know, I mean Matildas, I was surprised. I was a bit worried going into that game. I was worried about the Matildas and I was kind of worried about the future of football in Australia again. You know, taking another, because if they'd have gone out this early, it would have just given so much ammo to all the toffs in eastern suburbs, the ruling classes to say, see, soccer's are just a nothing sport. But they got through it, and against the Olympic gold medalists nonetheless as well. And they were all over them, man. So it was really good. Yeah, it was really good. And I forgot the other sporting news I enjoyed was the Formula One Grand Prix. Formula One Grand Prix. I'll just see if I can get a bit of highlights of it. Hang on. There was something great that happened. Something fantastic. Something amazing. I think I've got a clip of it. Let me see if I can find it. Bear with me, folks. Just the climax of the Grand Prix here. We'll just look at a bit of the last lap here. Like that. Here we go. Oh, what happened here? My breaking news thing was up for some reason. I didn't realise that. See, professional streamer. I keep forgetting to switch it off. And then we get the choo-choo and everything. Oh, God. So, hang on, bear with me here. This is the thrilling climax. The thrilling climax to the Belgian Grand Prix. Hang on, here we go. Look at this. Look at this. Hot sports action.
Brilliant stuff from him. Just got the focus, got the track position. It's
who's in the lead? Oh, it's that young. There he is. That young, talented driver, Paul Bailey. What a heartthrob. What a heartthrob. And look, he's nearly 5 seconds in the lead. He's pulling clear. He's pulling clear of the pack. Up the Kemmel Straight. But Bailey's already at Lake Con at the top. Oh, we might watch the whole lap. It's about 2 minutes.
Now it's back to Doyle. Verney backs out of it. Doyle up to
third. Oh, look,
Bailey's
Bailey's pulling ahead. Look. Oh.
Leon Williams isn't quite going to be able to grab
Beatty
him.
won.
Cameron Cousins and Isaac.
Beatty won. And I do believe that's where he clinched the championship. But, you know, I don't like to talk about that. The trophy's sitting over there. There we go. That's some hot racing action for you. Let's get back to Spurs. There we go. Back to the chat. Gabriel is saying, let Kane go already. No, why do you want to let him go? No, he's our best player, man. He's our best player. Keep him around. Keep him around. Keep him. Aaron Dove, good headline for the Sun newspaper. That Clive James stalks Aussie hippie in sleep. Yeah, it's just weird. Because there's all this like weird shit going on in this dream. And then I was walking, and there's a crowd of people, and Clive James was just walking the other way. And he said, hello, Paul. I said, oh, thanks for the entertainment. Weird. Eco Echo. I'm well behind with the comments here, but it's, you know, as you lot slow down, I'll catch up. It's all right. Eco Echo. Hotspur Hippie merch would be amazing. The dye ties, caps, mugs, even serapes with the Hotspur Hippie logo. Look, I'm thinking about it. I probably will do some. And in fact, one of the tiers of membership I've got there, which is one of the more rip-off ones, if you do get one of the rip-off memberships, the extortionate memberships, then you'll get a discount off the merchandise. But, you know, I can't promise that because I haven't done it yet. But I'm just thinking of, you know, designs and stuff. I think I'll probably model it more on that intro logo I do, because I don't want to break trademarks and all that sort of stuff. But it's bubbling in my head. But I want to make it decent because I want to get some of it myself. So you know, I don't want to just stick, you know, just any old crap on a t-shirt. But I have looked at a couple of websites that do that sort of stuff, which, you know, might be a bit of fun, you know. Welsh Gal, yes, the pronunciation was spot on. Well done, Bodada. Ivor the engine came rolling over the hill. But not more like the Ange Postecoglou choo-choo. Destination glory. You mark my words. We're going for the treble this year, boys and girls. Aaron Dove should have spiked his wings with some shroom extract. Well, he'd be getting a bit of this action, wouldn't it? I don't know. You know what? I don't think even that would affect him. Like, oh yeah, mildly interesting, yeah, and that would be it. I was saying Harry Kane's boring. He's just got a football brain. And Bill Nicholson valued the old football brain. He said, I'd rather they have a football brain. Was it? If an academic brain made you good at football, then Cambridge and Oxford would have the best teams in the land. No, he wants a football brain. In fact, the less a player is distracted by other things, the better. It's just football, football, football. And I 100% agree. And I like the way that's put, because it's, and I've heard Danny Blanchflower talk about footballers in that way as well. They're not dumb. They've got football intelligence. And I like that. I want more football brains around the place. And I think Kane has got a football brain, which is why we're not letting him go. Bayern. Echo. Kane was terrific on that Hot Wing show. Wonder if he is good at poker. Oh my god! If he could just, like, you know, take 1% of his football brain and put it into poker, yeah, he'd be a bugger at it, wouldn't it? You could not read him. It's just whether he had, you know, I mean, poker's not a hard game to pick up, I suppose, but you would not know what he's got, would you? Nothing. And then if he won, even if he did the all-in and won at the end, how do you feel, Harry? Oh, yeah, it's quite a good game, that, yeah. Were you under pressure? Oh, yeah, lots of pressure. Yeah, but, you know. Give me more, Harry. Wayne Bonner. If Nelson plays for them, the club, Ange want him, and they want Ndombele, then go with a swap deal. Oh, look, I agree 100% if Ange wants him. The thing that might be going for Nelson, man, and I'm drawing a long bow here. and because I don't watch Super League in Turkey, is that I'd imagine it'd be a bit less Premier League, if you know what I mean. Premier League is everyone's a bit of a protected species. And when you get out of Premier League, like I know the Scottish League's certainly like this, maybe Super League's a bit more, a bit more old school, and maybe that makes the defenders a bit tougher. So maybe that would be okay. But look, whatever Ange wants, Ange gets it in my book. No problem at all. Future music. He doesn't ever want to leave. Simple as that. The media rats are in Operation Destroy Spurs mode as always. Coming you Spurs. You could be right, man. You could be right. All this crap about his wife looking for houses and the Bayern president saying, oh, if Harry Kane is true to his word. I mean, who knows where he got that quote? I mean, did he actually talk to Harry Kane? Or did he just make it up? No, I mean, what's Harry Kane going to do? Come out and sue him? Come out and say something? Because, I mean, Harry Kane's just not maybe Harry Kane's just not getting into it. Not getting into it. If I say what, he's kind of a bit damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. He's just staying out of it. So, yeah, you could be right. I mean, definitely the media want him out of Tottenham because they hate us. And I like that. I like that they hate us because it's us against them. It's a siege mentality, and I know Ange likes a good siege mentality, so it could just play into our hands. The harder they hit us, the stronger we get. Bring it on, Daily Mail. We won't forget what you did before the Second World War. I won't. Aaron Dove. AFL. Oh, GAA played with rugby ball on the cricket pitch. Oh, sorry, Aussies. Oh, controversial. And I like it when they do. I don't know if they do it though. The mixed rules. Oh no, that's more. Hang on. No, that's right. Yeah, that's the mixed rules. Yeah, it's Gaelic football. They used to be quite a violent old series of games. That did. But I haven't heard hide nor hair of it. I haven't sought it out, but it used to be good. There's Australia versus Ireland in like they kind of mishmashed the rules a bit. Violent as all hell, really good. Like a bit of biff on the pitch. Echo, Kane wants to wait and have his say on his own future, is my opinion for what it's worth. I think, yeah, it would make sense. I mean, out of everything, wouldn't that make the most sense? I think that would make the most sense. And I think it would make the most sense for Tottenham as well. Because we'll get a good year out of him. And, there's going to be so much speculation over will he sign a contract in the next year. And as far as that's concerned, I don't care. Because all I know is we've got him for another year. If he doesn't move now, we've got him for another year. Come what may, all that noise and rumours and stuff, I really won't be paying any interest to that at all. So this is not the channel where you can go to for that, because all I care about, Harry Kane is going to be playing football for us for another year. We'll sort it out next year. That's a can I'm quite happy to kick down the road. Ian Barron, g'day man. Hello Doncaster FC. I wouldn't like to take the bumps wrestlers take out. Yeah, I know. It's even though it's a fix, they've got to know what they're doing. Apart from Big Daddy, who just used to like run into people, and then do that over the top of them. That was it. That was about all he could do. It was funny. He was the least athletic. Him and Giant Haystacks were the least athletic, and but they got the crowd going, didn't they? It was theatre. And Giant Haystacks went on to have a bit of a career in WWE or whatever in America. I think he was called Tombstone over there. And I found out from a mate of mine in Australia, they had Australian wrestling. There was a big wrestler called Haystacks Calhoun over here, which was a similar kind of looking guy to Giant Haystacks. Oh, there we go, blah, blah, blah. Ian Barron, who's the hottest female wrestler ever? That's one for the punters? I've no idea, man. I've never seen it. Aaron Dove, for those interested, Yacht is approaching Gibraltar, Morocco, which means we're defo signing Amrabat. Even though United look like they've got him. Yeah, I think Joe Lewis had to surrender his passport and promise not to use his yacht. But Yeah, okay, I promise. And then, what are they going to do? I mean, you can't like board a ship in international waters, isn't there like some weird rules? You get international routers, and it's like in the Dukes of Hazzard when they cross the county line. It's like up yours. Lee Richards never understood why the Men's Football World Cup has never been held in Australia. There's just no following here, mate, for it. No following. It could be. We've got the facilities for it. Plenty of stadiums, and because of its history of immigration, virtually every country would be guaranteed some support. Well, that's very true. That's very true. There'd be a real mishmash. I mean, that was one of the cool things when the Olympics were in Sydney in 2000. It was fantastic. It was just a world festival around the place. It was really, really good fun. So I think if the World Cup was held here, it'd be great. But, you know, Football Australia, are they going to bid for it? The other couple of nights ago, I was actually looking at where future World Cups are being held and where bids are. There's nothing on the horizon for Australia, nothing. But it'd be fun. But I also noticed that England isn't bidding for it until at least, 20, I think the bids have been submitted for, 2034, is it, or something like that. And there's no England bid or UK or something like that bid either, which is all a bit weird. Just Fly, hello man. How do you think Postecoglou will deal with what looks like slack backing from Levy so far in the transfer market? I think he's a head down kind of guy. I think he would have 100% known what he was getting into when he was seeking out the job, and I don't think he's going to be as phased as people think. He seems to be. I am like Paul anthropomorphizing myself. I don't know what's going on in the guy's head, so I'm just making shit up, just like everyone else. But he seems pretty unflappable. It's like that stuff's all going on, but that makes the challenge bigger. So I can't see him doing a Conte, which I listened to a bit of the Last Word on Spurs podcast with Ramon Vega on it. I fell asleep during it, but that's no insult to Last Word on Spurs. That's how I generally like to fall asleep, is listening to podcasts. I only listen to podcasts I find interesting. I forget. I've lost my train of thought. What was I going? I was Ange Postecoglou, challenge. Ramon Vega. What did he say? What was he on about? Can't remember. Oh yeah, Conte. He said he was unprofessional, and I kind of agree with that. I think that was a nice bit of lip service for the fans. What he said was probably true, but it was unprofessional, and it left me with the whole Conte thing left me with a bitter taste in my mouth. I think if Conte was that passionate and sincere about him, and he felt the need to say that, he should have resigned at the end of that speech and said it publicly. But instead he just snuck off to Italy and kind of didn't sort of quite resign. No good, man, no good. So I don't think we'll be seeing that from Ange. What I think we'll be seeing from Ange is entertaining football, heads down, don't worry about the noise. Because he's also managed teams, like when he managed both with the Australian youth team, but which I only remember the Craig Foster. That was the first time I ever saw Ange. I saw that interview live, which you've probably all seen by now. Is an old interview on Australian TV with Craig Foster with Ange Postecoglou standing his ground. That's the first time I saw him, and I thought, I like this guy. They're giving him an unfair time here. But when he managed the Australian football team, the national football team, the road to qualification, he was hell-bent on doing it his way, and he was getting a lot of flack from it. So he's used to a lot of noise, and what he did was fantastic. He got Australia qualified, and instead of going for a second World Cup, because he was there with the Socceroos at the previous World Cup, he just went, nah, I had enough, and then went off to Japan. So I think he's a pretty principled guy. I think he'll be all right. Well, Ange, in fact, the more I think about the situation, the luckier I think we are to have Ange Postecoglou in charge. He was always my man from the get-go, from February. Since it looked like Conte was on his way out, I really wanted Ange in. Didn't think it would happen, but I think he's absolutely perfect. Corvo, Newcastle FC, Hotspur Hippie, my man. Hello, how are you feeling about your man going off to, where's he going, PSG or something? What's his name? St. Maximin? I thought he was quite a good player. I don't know too much about players that don't play for Tottenham, but I like the look of him. He looked interesting to me. How's that going down with the fans? You up with it? And I've got to ask the question, why has your coat of arms got horses on it and they're half seahorse, half horse? This is what I don't understand about the Newcastle badge. The bottom half is a seahorse, implying that the rest of it will be a seahorse, because I suppose there's some tie with being near the North Sea or water or something like that. But the top half, it's got hooves on it. Why is that, man? Why is that, man? At least we haven't got a fictional character on our badge. We've got well, I suppose it is a bit though, isn't it? Because I can't recall ever seeing a cockerel like the one we've got. What kind of? Unless is it? Can anyone educate me? What is there a specific sort of cockerel that it is on top of our football? Because I have not got a clue. I've not got a clue. I've never seen a chicken look like that. Is it some sort of other species that I'm unaware of, that I'm just ignorant about, that you all bloody know second nature? Ah, yeah, hippie, it's this. Call yourself a fan. It's a Fleischmann's black, lesser spotted, lesser combed cockerel. I don't know. Yeah, mixed rules is GAA versus AFL. It's MMA on a football pitch with 30 people, pure violence. This is still going. Oh, it's been years since I've seen it, and it was fun. And look, I am a hippie, but I'm all for a bit of aggro and biffo on the pitch. That's where, you know, if we contained because we can't deny that we have got an aggressive reptile brain nature in us. But if we put all that within the sweet rectangle of turf and just let it all out there, and us as fans can let it all just by, you know, and not by hitting each other. I don't condone violence up there, but it lets something out of us. I'm a firm believer in more like, out there. There's less dugger out in the real world. It's a dream, I know, but, you know, why the hell not? Lee Richards. The most laughable story was Tuchel going to Kane's house. Yeah, I know. They're just, what a load of old rubbish, eh? Wonder they didn't add that Kane was seen in Smith buying a German phrase book too. Yeah, I know. Senior shop buying Lederhausen. Echo. The only thing Kane said was about the transfer was, I will do whatever the club thinks is best for the club. Kind of told me he's trying to stay out of it. Yeah, fair enough, man. Fair enough. I think from Kane's point of view, look, as a fan, I just love him to say, I'm staying on, I've signed a contract. You know, that's what, or I'm staying on. But he's kind of said he's open to all options. But he hasn't down tools. He almost scored a goal in the pre-season friendly. And yeah, I can't blame him, really. Even though I might feel a little bit in limbo at times, I can't blame him for the way he's acted. I don't think he's acted particularly badly. You know, I'd love it for him to say he's committed to Tottenham, but that's, you know, that's because I'm a Tottenham fan, isn't it? So I think he's been all right, really. Future music. Joe Lewis doesn't need his yacht. He is literally dust travelling on the wind. So he just wafts around and reforms. I don't know why he's saying that. Let's see if I think I've got a picture of here that will refute this. He's like the Sandman or the Mummy. I don't know if I got a Joe Lewis. No, I'll tell you what I've got. Dyer, don't you dare stand on the ball for half an hour. Kick it, Dyer. The photos I've seen with Joe Lewis, he's always got those glasses on, hasn't he? Oh, let's get a picture of Joe Lewis up, which implies to me that he's got no eyeballs. That's always what I think when I see that. Yeah. Oh, there is a picture of him with glasses on, but I don't like that one. I'm the cherry pick. Yeah, this is the photo I like. There he is. I don't know what you mean by him. So this is what he does. There he is. He's in one place, and then he just turns into sand, and then he just reforms over here, turns into sand, and then will he pop up? Will he pop up over here? He's so old he can't reform these days. Come on, there he is. Aha! Aha! So you might be right. That is how he's evading. He's evading authorities. He just dematerializes. The yacht is due to dock at 7 a.m. at Gibraltar, sending my kamikaze dolphin strapped with C4. I hope you've been training them well. How'd you work your way up to that? You training with like blocks of plasticine or stuff? I'd be interested to know. Corvu, Newcastle United Football Club. As someone who follows Celtic, Ange really entertained me for 2 years with his style of play. I agree, man, because I've been following Ange since he left there. Well, while he was at the Australian national team, I watched a fair bit of Yokohama, and then when he went to Celtic out of the blue, I watched that with a lot of interest. And it's just the whole atmosphere, how he got everyone together. I already knew he was a great football coach because he got Australia to play out of their skins. He really did, and got us to win something as well. But it was just that feeling that Celtic had. That's what I really wanted at Tottenham. And compared to the feeling where we got, where people started singing "He's Magic," and Enoch out and all that, I just thought I want to see White Hart Lane have a bit more Ange about it. Entertained me with two, and Celtic played fantastic football. It was really fun to watch. I had more fun watching Celtic, even in the Champions League, even though they didn't do very well. I had more fun watching them valiantly fail than Tottenham limp to top of their group and completely capitulate against AC Milan. With his style of play, guarantee he'll deliver a trophy to Spurs because he thrives when the odds are stacked against him. Yeah, I agree, man. That's why all this noise is probably making him more focused and more determined. I can't see Ange just going, you know what, this is too hard, I'm out of here. It doesn't seem to be... Like even when I go back to the Australian team when he was qualifying for the World Cup, the press and pundits, they were just piling in on him because he wanted to play his way. So the results weren't coming at the beginning, but he stuck at it, and the results then started coming, and we qualified. He didn't at any stage go, you know what, sod you lot, I'm off. And I think that's going to benefit Tottenham. That mentality. He's stubborn as all buggery. Future music. We've probably all inhaled him when he's been at the stadium. Yeah. You're there, you've had your £10 beer or however much it is, and then Joe Lewis goes, oh, it's half time. And you're having your beer, maybe you're having a vape outside or whatever, I don't know, breathing all those Joe Lewis atoms in, and then he rips out of your stomach because he needs to reform for the second half. What a horrible thought, man. Breathing in Joe Lewis. I can't think of anything more disgusting at the moment. Paul G, a member of the Hotspur Hippie Commune. Memberships and super chats are available if you want to support the channel. Evening, Paul. Evening, all. Evening, Paul. Evening, all. The most lazy poem in the world, that was. Corvu, people laugh at the Scottish League. And I have a bee in my bonnet about that, because I was hearing a lot of that, because I was thinking, I want Ange. And I heard all the English people say, oh, it's only the Scottish League, but they didn't watch it. They don't watch the Scottish football. I find Scottish football to be very, very entertaining, and I'm going to continue to watch a bit of Celtic this year, see how Brendan Rodgers goes with them. There's more passion in it, and there's more variety. Like in the Premier League, you get yellow carded if you cough on a player these days. And all the grounds are becoming these cookie cutter things. Tottenham have got a cookie cutter ground. Man City, Everton's going to get one. Arsenal have got a crap one. There's no. Whereas in Scotland, you go to weird old places like Ross County, at the top end of nowhere, and it's almost, or Inverness, Caledonian Thistle, and it's almost like a football ground right on the edge of the world. There's elements, there's the elemental forces, and the crowd are as passionate as all get out of town, and I really liked it. So anyway, back to your comment. People laugh at the Scottish League, but he came into a team that's 24 points behind. That's right, 24 points behind Rangers, and had a whole rebuild on his hands, and aced it like a pro and delivered 5 trophies. That's what he did, man. The difference is at Tottenham, our rebuild is 3 purchases and 1 sale so far. So it's a bigger challenge, but the bigger the challenge, the better Ange gets, I reckon. Aaron Dove, I love the Toon Crest. If I was pissed up on brown ale, I'd draw a horse just the same way. Okay, so it's Newcastle brown ale is why the seahorses have hooves. Our badge needs a redesign. No, I'm all for keeping badges as long as you possibly can. I quite like the Tottenham badge at the moment. I hope that's the way it stays. I remember in the 80s when we flowered it up a bit with castles and trees and God knows what. I mean, I still liked it at the time, and I had one of those enamel badges from one of the street hawkers. One there and one on my woolly hat. But I like the simplicity of the one we got now, and it harks back to when did we first use that? We probably first used it I think in the 60s it was just a cockerel. So I think it was later in the 60s we started just having the cockerel on the football, and I like it the way it is. But I don't know. Have they naffed around with the Newcastle United badge? I'm curious now. I'm going down a rabbit hole. Let's have a look. I'll have a look at Newcastle badges, and then I'll have a look at Tottenham badges. Newcastle United badge history. I have typed that in appallingly. There we go. Logo history. See if this is a decent page. Oh wow, there's very little changes. No, I don't want ads. Are you going to ask me about cookies now as well? Alright, so Newcastle's badge has not gone through that many redesigns, which I think is a pretty cool thing. So there you go, their first badge. Or, I mean, they've been going longer since 1969. According to the official version, the City crest made its first appearance in uniforms back in 1911. It was more than half a century later, in 1969, that the City crest was promoted to the status of official. Okay, so you kind of had this one from the get-go, and then, oh yeah, things went a bit weird in the 70s, didn't they? You went all this, and then look at this. I mean, that's almost like that. I look at like something like that, and it just reminds me of Kevin Keegan for some reason, or Viz. And then you've had this from '88 till now. I reckon stick with that, man. I reckon stick with that. If I look at Spurs logos, we've been all over the shop, man. All over the shop. Very little consistency. Here we go. Look at how many redesigns we've had. Look at that. Started off that. It was a proper chicken back then. Proper chicken. Oh. And then that's when we started getting the current day chicken. So in 1960s, that's when we discovered a new species of chicken. And then it starts becoming a bit more familiar. I remember this. I remember this badge. This is the badge I first remember. There we go. This is the one that we've kind of got now. Again, very different chicken. And if that's not trademarked anymore, I might start pinching bits of that. And then we went all weird. We went all weird, but you know, at the time I did like it. It's all to do with like Northumberland Park and stuff like that. Aldereus facere, which is our proper motto. I actually prefer the Latin, even though Latin is a bit private schoolboy. But the reason I like Aldereus facere was because you had to then go and learn what that meant. Or, okay, because you start off saying, or dearest facere or something like that. What is it? What is that? What does it mean? And then you know it means to dare is to do. And then we sort of farted around with the colours a bit. Faffed around, faffed around. I've got a kit with that badge on it. That badge there. Although my kit's from 1999. Hang on, we must have gone back to it. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. There we go. Nice and simple. More faffing around on this one. Went back to a bit more to basics. And then I like this style. I like this style. And then we just got rid of the outline. So I'm all for us keeping this. Although sooner or later some wanky marketing firm will get their claws into Tottenham and say, oh, we can redesign your logo, give it a bit more of a user experience. And it'll cost us like 2 million to redesign it yet again. So at least Newcastle, to their credit, have been fairly static with their logos. Click on the right thing. There we go. Just going to grab a slurp of water. I'll be back with you in a second. You don't get this on a stream, professional streamer. Super chats and memberships available. I'll have a cordial, actually. I'll have a bit of luxury. Aldi's finest fruit flavoured cordial. It's nothing but artificial colour, additives and sugar. And that's the way I like it. I can feel the E numbers interfering with my brain and making me a better human being. And it's that chemical tang that just reminds me of my childhood. Okay, let's go back to the chat here. Will the Wisp. Kenneth Williams. Joe Lewis reminds. Oh, Will the Wisp. I get what you're saying out here. Joe Lewis reminds me of the granddad with the hammer from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, man. Hang on. Where is he? Where is he? Oh, it's a bit out of scale. It's a very big hammer or a very tiny Joe Lewis. What is the name of Joe Lewis's lot? Yeah, that's an interesting question. I bet it's something appalling. Something that I reckon it'd be something that implies like beauty or magnificence instead of greedy, money grabbing, illegal activity. Yacht name. Aviva. Aviva, isn't that a brand of sanitary towel? Isn't it? Aviva reminds me of something. What's Aviva? Is it kitchen towels or something? Oh no, it's an insurance, savings and retirement and health fund. Yeah, that'd be right, wouldn't it? Oh dear. Future music. Lewis knows his reptilian eyes would give the game away. That's right. They blink that way. That's what they're doing. Milton Nobrega. I hope Kane stays and doesn't go to Bayern, as BVB is my second team. And Spurs being my first team to see Kane leave and go to one of my rivals would piss me off. That's a good enough reason, man. Good enough reason. He's staying. He's staying. Okay, back on Dolphin training. Yeah, just give the Dolphins a good kick up the arse. Keep it simple. Tell them to attack. Ange tactics. Okay, I might see if I can do the same with some kangaroos. Just put some, you know, plastique in their pouches and send them off. Send them off to my foes. Just fly. So looking forward to Postecoglou football. Just hope he is given time by the fans and the board. I think he's going to get it. I think already the fans are on board. I think the fans are going to give him plenty of time, even if we struggle or whatever. Because it might. I'm getting more optimistic though, I must admit. I think the fans are going to be behind this guy. Whether the board give him time or not. See, I think my cloud cuckoo fantasy land thing is that he'll have the fans so much behind him that the board won't be able to get rid of him. There will just be bedlam. It'll just be all chaos. Even when I remember when Poch got the boot, there was a lot of fans. There was a lot of fans that were calling for Poch's head. So you know that gave them an out. I'm not sure about Martin Jol so much. I love Martin Jol. I thought he was really cool, But I can't remember what the fan sentiment was at the time with Martin Jol. But I do definitely remember there was a lot that were after Poch's head. There was a lot that weren't, but there was enough that were. Whereas I don't think we're going to get that with Ange. Scroll down here, make sure I'm not missing. Okay. Swim Master. Just hope Ange is supported in the end. Even though there's summer transfer window clock ticking away fast, I'm still hopeful, as even Levy must see our weaknesses, and he loves the Champions League. I don't know if he does. I just don't think he does. I think he's a complete buffoon. He's an idiot, and he's the worst kind of idiot that thinks he's competent. He thinks he's competent. He genuinely believes, and the reason I'm saying this for two reasons. One is the interview he gave to his rich friend's kids at the Cambridge University thing, Cambridge Union, where he's sitting in a big chair. He conveyed that sort of thing. He genuinely believes that he is doing a fantastic job at Tottenham Hotspur, not only on the business side, but also on the football side. And he cannot understand why fans don't think he's doing a good job. He is that kind of master of self-delusionment. And another one, it's a bit of an anecdotal story, but I'll give it credit. There's a friend of mine in London who still goes to Spurs games. And I'm not sure he still does, but I know at White Hart Lane, his business, his company used to get corporate boxes. Anyway, so he was kind of, floating around that kind of scene. And he knew someone that had been in Levy's corporate box. So it's friend of a friend type thing. But his mate had been in Levy's corporate box for a game. And while he was in there, Levy's wife said to him, "I don't understand why people say we don't invest. We bought Ndombele for 60 million or whatever it was." So you see what I mean? They actually believe they're doing a fantastic job and nothing needs to be changed. That's their mindset, man. When you believe that, you can't do anything. You're not going to shift him out. It would take one hell of a protest for him to go. And I don't even think that would work, to be honest, because they're making money. They're not going anywhere because they've got planning permission submitted, or it's approved, or whatever. There's planning in the works for right next door to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, a massive 12-story apartment, hotel, bloody whatever complex, and that's owned by Enoch. That's going to have nothing to do with Tottenham Hotspur. So this is what they're waiting for. That is going to make an absolute truckload of money for them. And this is the thing I hate about this kind of business mentality. Is because if they didn't own Tottenham Hotspur, they wouldn't be able to do this. It would be worth nothing. But because they've flowered up White Hart Lane, they're now going to make so much money out of this office block. And maybe only after that's all flogged off, then we might see them going. But I mean, that's probably 3-5 years away. That's their get out. As soon as I saw the plan for that office block, or not office block, what is it? I want to give you a bit more fact on this instead of me just pulling stuff out of my arse. Development proposal, Tottenham. Maybe that'll do. Oh, here we go. So this was submitted on June the 23rd. June this year. It says Tottenham Hotspur submit a proposal. Okay. It's saying Tottenham Hotspur. I don't know if it's going to be owned by Tottenham Hotspur though. If they're going to do it as part of Tottenham Hotspur, then we're buggered. They're never going. So it's going to be a hotel and all this sort of stuff. So the idea is, you fly in, you're all swanky doo-dah, you put on your kit-on clothes, you adhere to the strict Tottenham dress. Can you believe it? A football ground, there's a dress code for certain areas. I can't believe that. That just does my head in, man. It gives me a migraine. I don't know if this image is going to come up at all. I'm surprised. I thought it was just Enoch. But okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe it is Tottenham Hotspur that are putting this in, which okay, well, we've got to build it. Where's the oh no, don't. That's almost worse. It's almost worse. Are we going to have a load more debt on our books and all this crap? No. Anyway, it's been submitted to Harry Kane Council. I hope we got... What happened to the so-called loony left? Why can't they just knock this sort of stuff on the head? If anyone knows a definitive answer to this, it's Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. Well, I'm buggered. It's going to include 400 new homes, including affordable homes. Yeah. Across 4 new buildings. Oh, we're a football club. And they're going to... You see, it's like it's a kicking the can down the road thing with this lot. They'll say to the fans, this big development, it'll be a game changer. It will ensure the future of Tottenham. And then there'll be another thing. And meanwhile, they're just paying themselves loads of money and making loads of money. And it's got nothing to do with football. Nothing to do with football. Just get out of it. Get out of our club. Anyway. You love the 83 to 88 badge that won the most. Kellogg's Cornflake Chicken. Is it the same species? I mean, it's monochrome. Kellogg's logo. Don't tell me it's been UX. No, okay. Where's the chicken? Probably got rid of the chicken, have they? Oh no, this has got a thing on its head. Updated to being genetically modified. Yeah, that's just what the state of the planet. Maybe I'm just sheltered. Maybe that's what chickens look like now in their little tiny boxes. Hey, yo! It's Jacob from United Spurs of America. America's #1 Tottenham Hotspur fan channel. Get over there and give it a sub and a like and subscribe. It's cool stuff. I do like it. Stephen Bois. We should have the hippie logo you chose. It's awesome. Yeah, I don't mind it actually. I quite like it. Just in case you've all missed it. Hopefully this isn't the one that ends the screen. Let's just have a little look at it again, eh? There we go. Yeah, I like it. All right, Aaron Dove. I got the 99 to 05 tat. Looks, looks. That's the danger, isn't it? That's the that's the danger, man. Because I have thought I have no tattoos. I thought if I ever have one tattoo, it'd be on my chest and it'd just be the Tottenham badge. But then I always think some bloody marketing sod is going to change it the minute I get it done. So no, I probably won't. It looks awful. Looks right now. I might replace it with the seahorse that got that with goat's feet or something. Bit more northern. Yeah. Future music. The badge is perfect. A fighting cock wearing a Hotspur blade. All the birds were in a spur blade, which was heated up red hot. Hotspur represents the underdog spirit, heart and fight, and I hope we never get rid of it. I hope we always get that little spur there. Makes it great. I agree, man. Corvu. If Kyogo didn't sign his new contract with Celtic, he would be amazing up front, in front with Son. Kyogo absorbed Ange's style like a sponge. Yeah, you know what? And the thing I liked about Kyogo was his just whole demeanour, his personality as well. He just seemed like, I don't know, a guy who could just really give a and he really, the fans loved him so much. Or still do. I think he signed like 3 or 4 year contract with Celtic. So yeah, good luck to him. Good luck to him. G'day Amir. Shalom, man. Big up everyone. Israel Uncovered. Big up. I hope everyone is doing well. I think we're all doing well. I think we're just. I think I'm coming to Thursday. I think Kane's staying, and I'm getting a bit of transfer window fatigue. I just want to watch football now, man. I just want to watch football. Future music, still an underground sport in Thailand. Oh, I was over there a few years ago. I didn't catch any of that. I did see some Thai boxing, which was quite brutal. But they were so good. Bloody hell, the skill. Big up Paul, big up Amir. Nice to have you around, man. Aaron Dove, Aviva meaning. Oh, you okay? Dewy, fresh. Aviva is a girl's name. Oh, of Hebrew origin. Okay. This name translates to springtime, dewy or fresh, making it a beautiful fit for a baby born from March to May. Oh, as I was reading that out, I was, the picture that was coming to my mind, dewy, fresh, the thing that came to my mind immediately was this. Dewy translates to springtime, dewy or fresh, making it beautiful for a baby born March through May. Dewy and fresh, Joe Lewis. You can't get fresher than that. The Sandman. I'm sure he's got no eyeballs. He's either that or eyes that blink sideways. Joe Lewis Yacht should be called Kleenex with the amount of girls he has aboard that yacht. Well, he's got a great personality. Levy might actually look like a world-class owner. Yeah, you lot got rid of him. We can't do that though. Yeah, Mike Ashley, eh? Yeah, Milton no bragger. Yeah, Newcastle United fans hated Mike Ashley. I don't blame them. But of course, according to Simon Jordan, Daniel Levy's brilliant because the richer you are, the more Simon Jordan likes you. That's how he works. If you've got no money, then Simon Jordan hates you. He would kick you in the face if you're on the street. Well, he'll pay someone to do it because he's a coward. He's all that. Come over here, Simon Jordan. Charity boxing match. Me and you in the ring, mate. Chuck in Piers Morgan as well. Piers Morgan, I'll take the 2 of you on. I'm only saying that because Piers Morgan is an Arsenal fan, not because of his political leanings, even though this is Hotspur Hippie, not Hotspur Hopkins. Purely because he's an Arsenal fan. I'll take both of you on. Milton O'Brega. Newcastle fans hated Mike Ashley. Imagine having Levy as a boss. Yeah. Imagine if Levy bought Newcastle not United from Mike Ashley. That would have been brilliant. Us fans are really nothing to do with these people until it's 51% fan ownership in England. Yeah, and it'll only get worse. London is corrupt, loves the loot, turns a blind eye. That's true, man. That's true. If only we had that German model, that'd be fantastic. I think football would be in such better shape. It really would. Because the Premier League for me, yeah, it's got the glitz and glam and money, but it's not. The football ain't as good. I may be a rival. We're all rivals. We're all rivals, man. I hate every other fan, but it's a harmless hate, you know. It's a harmless hate because we all like football in the end, and it's like accident of birth what team you support. I may be a rival, but I'd like to see you men get sold and get an owner that cares about you and wants success. Back in the days, yous had an unreal players like Kane, yeah, Berbatov, Defoe, Bale, and Modric. I know, man. When I used to go and see him, we had Glenn Hoddle, Ozzy Ardiles, Steve Perryman, Gary Mabbott, Richard Goff, even Steve Hodges, Ray Clements. It was fantastic. We had the best players, you know. Perfect team. Oh, you're all chatting with each other there. I'll skip all that. Kim62. Hey, good morning or evening. Joining the party a bit late. What have I missed? Not a lot, man. Not a lot. Kim is a member of the Hotspur Hippie Commune. Welcome, Kim. Not a lot really, just been babbling. I'm sure you're aware of the news that I correctly predicted yesterday that the big summit at Tottenham Hotspur between Bayern Munich and Tottenham would result in nothing, more limbo. So, you know, I don't think Kane's going anywhere now. I don't think he's going anywhere. Captain Granbar, another member of the Hotspur Hippie Commune. Did you see Bazball come good again in the 5th Ashes test? Oh, I fell asleep, man. I fell asleep, and I don't like the term Bazball, man. It's just cricket. It's just cricket. You know, back in the day, you know, in the 80s, we didn't have Keith Ball, and we didn't have Terry Ball, and Newcastle, Nottingham Forest didn't have Brian Ball. Newcastle United didn't have Kevin Ball. Manchester United didn't have Alex Ball, did they? And it just seems to be a modern thing to portmanteau things. It's football. That's all it is, man. It's football. It's football. But no, I missed it. I sort of paid a little bit of attention until we needed 2 wickets, and I think it might have been about 6 p.m. in England. So I fell asleep. I just started listening to Last Word on Spurs. And I woke up this morning, saw there was an actual result. You know, and I was kind of, yeah, look, I wanted England to win, but in some ways I kind of wanted Australia to win the last test because they've already got the Ashes, and I don't like the murmurings we've seen. I didn't want there to be a head of steam for this idea that, oh well, and this came. It was actually some respected cricket journalists were saying that. Gideon Haigh over here is like Mr. Cricket in the newspapers. Even he was saying the Ashes shouldn't be awarded if it was a tie, if it was a 2-2, if it was a draw. Whereas I quite like it. If a team's got the Ashes, you have to beat them to get them off it. I like that, and I didn't want to see that change. So in some ways, for just the future of the Ashes, I didn't mind Australia winning that last test because it was a dead series anyway. Who cared? But we'll get it back in Australia in a couple of years' time. That's what will happen. Corvu, Newcastle United Football Club. Would you take Rio Hatate from Celtic to Tottenham? He's a great player and he wants to go to the Premier League next season. Yeah, see how it goes this season. I think the thing is that I think we're all right for. I think our midfield is all right. So, you know, I mean, what do I know though? But if there was a vacancy, I think Hatate is a great player, absolute great player. I'd have the guy I'd have from Celtic right now immediately would be Cameron Carter-Vickers. I'd have him flying on a plane right now. Cameron Carter-Vickers and then I'd be happy. I think we'd have a pretty good season with him in the team. Here you go, Echo. Good night, all. Good night, man. Peace, man. Thanks for coming around. You stole Ginola from us, only briefly, unfortunately. Only briefly. Now we've got a few people talking to each other. Your energy is infectious. I love it. I'm actually just lying on the couch. But okay, that's cool. That's cool. I like to keep it up, you know. I see a lot of, and this isn't directed just at Spurs fans channels, because I do watch them, but just football channels in general, of which I do come across a few. It's all about, oh, I'm right and you're all bloody wrong and everything's shit. And it's like, you know, I think being a football fan, it's given me a lot of fun in my life. So I like the absurdity of football. I like it because, you know, it's something that's completely, like, we have no control over what goes on, but it affects our moods. I mean, it's ridiculous when you think about it, that I could be lying here, and I mean, this all goes because I have like depression problems as well, I guess. But you know, if Spurs play badly and lose a game, I'm buggered. I'm buggered for a day. I have to really try and work myself up. But if we win, I'm 10 foot tall. I'm invincible, and I just find that concept to be wonderfully ridiculous. That we take it so seriously. I love it. Bruce's house, even mate. I'm in bed like usual. That's it. Well, I'm in the next best thing. I'm on my couch. All right. Well, the comments are running dry. What I'll just do is I'll have a quick last look at Twitter. If anyone wants to get a super chat in or a membership, now's your time. Spruiking for a bit of coin there. Where's my browser? Oh, I keep forgetting that Twitter's not got the bird anymore. I'll just roll it all up and close it, Elon, just get rid of it. So I'm just having a look here on Twitter, see if there's anything late that's worth reading. I'm kind of following less and less on Twitter because I'm using it just to get news. I'm not really a big social media person, so I mean that is my Twitter handle. But there's not much point in following it. I'm flat out even plugging my own videos. I often forget, so it's kind of pointless following me. You're not going to get any news or anything out of me on it, really. I just use it to find out what's going on. And I like seeing what old players have to say. Graham Roberts came out with one. I didn't bookmark it if I can remember it. Graham Roberts, one of our finest defenders, said, okay, so the price for Kane is 120 million quid or bugger off, basically, and I'm with him on that one. 120 million, or we're not interested. End of story. Let me have a look here. Everyone's still on about the meeting that didn't happen. They're a bit late. They're a bit late to the party. So some people are saying £20 million short. Some people are saying £25 million short. I mean, it looks like it's toast, doesn't it? It's toast. Yeah, I think it's looking like Harry Kane staying, man. He's staying. Well, there's a lot of tweets going on this late at night over there. Is this all beer tweets? Beer tweets? Bayern Munich are still saying that they're positive about. No, just sod off. Just sod off. Go away, Bayern. You're not getting him. He's ours. Harry Kane's one of our own. Sandbag up the stadium. Keep him prisoner. Blah blah blah. Okay, last word of Spurs. They're saying this 24 minutes ago. Where are they getting this from? They're getting this from German media. Bayern Munich are determined to conclude a transfer for Harry Kane by the end of this week, although they are conscious of exerting too much pressure on Tottenham Hotspur, who need to line up other deals. Spurs have been looking at young forwards as possible replacements. I think it's all crap. Unless we were waiting for the Shakhtar game. I reckon the fans are going to be a little bit restless at that game, and I don't blame them. Don't blame them if there's a bit of purple and yellow going around. Arsenal are in the hunt for David Raya. I think that was a good move by us getting Vicario instead of him. I like to think that was a bit of a Postecoglou move. I think he was up for it. So I'm happy about getting Vicario over Raya. And everyone's just talking about it as if it's their money. Oh, well, if it's 100 million, I'd take it. Well, it's not your money, is it? Caption Grandma, member of the commune. CCV must have improved a hell of a lot if you think he'd survive in the English Premier League. Yeah, he has, man. Because I watched a lot of Celtic in the last 2 years, and Cameron Carter-Vickers was absolutely phenomenal. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at. Might as well have a look at this before I go, just to see what this dodgy old statistics website saw. I know where you're coming from, because he was a bit of a misfit of Spurs, loaned him out here, loaned him out there, but he became the best defender in Scotland. And all this talk about, oh, Premier League's different, I'm not buying it, man. I'm not buying it. If you're playing for Celtic, you have to win every game, or you have to win. You can't finish second. And Cameron Carter-Vickers was an incredible presence all over the pitch. You see the way Cameron Carter-Vickers plays centre-back compared to the Muppets we've got, and it is absolutely night and day. It really is. So let's just bring this up. Here we go, Cameron Carter-Vickers. So he fulfills my criteria of having a better score than Eric Dyer, 7.14. He's the same height as me. I'll say he's 185.4 millimeters, so I'll give him that as well. Look at that. Look at that. He's a bit more right-sided, but he can do left as well. Look at that for a heat map for a central defender. It is amazing. He would be up right on the halfway line. He'd be making tackles over in their half, man. And if they got the ball, he would be running back, like tear-arsing like a blue arse fly back to his own area. He was just unbreachable. And I tell you what, man, if this is really his market value, I would be in there like Flynn. Straight away, man. Straight away. Ball control, aerial duels, man. Aerial duels. We're lacking a bit of that, because Eric Dyer pretends he's jumping but doesn't. No, I'd snap him up, man. I'd snap him up. What is the tackle rate for him? Again, it says tackles half. I don't know how this mob are measuring tackles. What is a tackle? A tackle every 2 games just doesn't seem right. If you've got doubts, all right, I'll tell you. If you search on YouTube, because I'm very skeptical of highlight reels for players, because you can make anyone look good. Even Eric Dyer's got highlight reels where he looks good. But what I prefer to do is I see if they've got all touches for a particular game. If you look at Cameron Carter-Vickers, if you do Cameron Carter-Vickers all touches, doesn't matter what the game is, that will give you an idea of the guy. He's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Mountain Bushman, Stamer, Evanista, Corvu, Newcastle United Football Club. If we did swap Isaac or Isaac for Kane, would you take it? No. No. Kane's one of our own. What purple and yellow who sell their season tickets on ticket exchange today, trippers who spend tons of money in the merch shop, frauds, done with that lot. Yeah, oh well. I didn't use purple and yellow because of this man here, because we have a bit of a band going, it's called the Son Spache Music Collective, And it was years ago, it was about 5 years ago. I said, what colours should we use? And he said purple and yellow because they really don't go well together. So that's why I use purple and yellow. It's not a statement about Tottenham. It's just stuck with me. Cameron Carter-Vickers has Celtic's defence running like a well-oiled machine. He's a leader on the pitch. Yeah, of course, you follow Celtic. Absolutely, man. He covered up some of the shortcomings of Starfelt. Not that Starfelt was particularly bad, but Cameron Carter-Vickers was the defender, man. He was brilliant. Ben Kaufman, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Ben. How you going? How you going? And yeah, here we go. See, it's not just me talking silly stuff. I've got to slow down. I'm hyperventilating again. I'm very conscious of dead air because I used to do a little bit of amateur radio back in the day, and dead air is the enemy of radio. But that's why I've got a little bit of background music, which is me and Mountain Bushman mainly, and a couple of other mates. That's why I use our music, because I don't have to worry about copyright. I'm not going to do a ping against myself. Aaron Dove. He was a proper physical presence at physical beast at Celtic, CCV. Virgil learned the trade up there too. Yes, I take him back for the price. I mean, if that price is right, it's a bloody steal, isn't it, man? It's a steal. CCV at Celtic plays like a number 10 sometimes. He moves up front a lot, and his tracking back for someone his muscle mass is a sight to see. Yeah, and this is he did play. He played with an injury all season. I mean, no one knew about it. I think they only rested him after the Scottish FA Cup semi-final. He went off and had his surgery. It wasn't like a major bit. It's like a recoverable bit of surgery. Yeah, I'd have him tomorrow, man. If we signed him tomorrow, I know a lot of Spurs fans would go, "Oh, there's no ambition." I think that would be actually one of the best buys we could make. This is how highly I rate him. I think that'd be one of the best buys we could make in that position. The stuff I've seen the guy do is incredible, incredible. I don't care about this, it's Scottish football near the Premier League. Stop looking down your nose at Scottish football, people. You've never watched it. Oh, here we go. Chris, Meta Football TV. Another bright young channel. Get over to his channel, give him a like and subscribe. Plug yourself, Chris, if you want. We're all for a bit of corruption here. Put your link in if you want. Demiral. Atalanta at Turkey for centre-back. Let's have a look at this cat. Because again, this is a guy I've never heard of. I'm going to spell it right. Oh, I'm not going to spell it right. Of course. I was close to having it. And now I can't get it. I just despise the internet in so many ways, and websites. Like when the internet was new and young, it was all nice and simple and shit just worked. Because now it's all crap. It's all just turned to shit, and I don't like it. There we go here. Let's have a look. So my two criteria, it's got to be taller than me and have a higher score than Eric Dyer. Let's go to, Serie A. Okay. Better than Eric Dyer. Way taller than me. Ooh. Cheap. Good age. Ooh, he looks a bit ambidextrous in his feet, perhaps. What's his preferred foot? Right. I want a left-footed player. So I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. Maybe coverage for Romero. He is a bit more. You know, it's kind of hard to gather this, isn't it? No weaknesses. Aerial duels. Well, that's all right. That's all right. How many tackles per game? 1.5, which still seems low to me. Oh, what the hell? If you want him, get him in. Get him in tomorrow. Who gives a stuff? I want a big scary person. That'd be good. See, like Cameron Carter-Vickers is a real solid, muscular, big unit. And he's got a bit of height. But that guy, you know, if he's like a beanpole with a bit of muscle, that'd be good as well. So, yeah, get him in. What the hell? What the hell? I'll just blow in the wind of whatever you say. I don't care. I don't care. Don't make any difference what we say, does it? Ben Kaufman's been screaming for Nikola Milenkovic for years. 6'5" Serbian beast. Super dobro. Jebemte dobro. He might be a tad slow. Oh no, be slow. I'm not even going to look, man. We don't need slow at the moment. We want quick at the moment. We want quick. So, sorry. Corvu, NUFC, you sign CCV tomorrow. Your defence is greatly improved. Our defence is sorted. That's how good he would be. I think CCV grew up in London too. His dad was a pro basketball player or something. Played in London. Oh, did he? I didn't know that, man. I didn't know. Yeah, no, he'd fit right in. Fit right in. And it'd be a nice story of redemption as well. You know, he went away, got better, and proved himself at Tottenham. I'd love to see it. Here we go. Here's Ben Kaufman plugging Chris's channel, Meta Football TV. Get in there. Give him a bit of love and compassion. Because, you know, it's Hotspur Hippie. We're all in this together, man. We're all in this together. You want a Corvu? You want a great right back? Let me introduce you to Alistair Johnston. The Canadian is unreal and ain't afraid to put his body on the line for the cause. Yeah, that name didn't stick out for me so much, but you're possibly right, man. You're possibly right. I'm just going to have a quick look here. See how many people, how many of you reprobates are hanging around watching this old tat. Oh, still a few. Oh, well. Bruce House, take Harry Maguire. No. I'm so... That was just, I think that was just a bit of Harry Maguire's agent having a chat, saying that everyone wants him. No one wants him. No one. The only person that wants him is Gareth Safetygate. And it's the reason why England won't win any trophy while we've got Gareth Southgate in charge. It's a shame. Because he's got that pragmatic approach, hasn't he? He's got that softly, safe. Okay, boys, just don't lose and we'd be all right. Like the World Cup, not this one, but the one before. Oh, look, if we beat Belgium and finish top of our group, boys, we're going to be playing some scary teams in the next round. So what I'll do is I'll put out the second 11, and if we draw or lose against Belgium, it's all right, because we'll finish second in the group and we'll play some weaker teams and have an easier run to the semi-final or final. We'll guarantee the final. As soon as you try and be smart in football, as soon as you start using a brain that isn't a football brain, it just boots you up the date. So when England did that, I was fuming, man. I was ropeable. I thought, no, the only way you win the World Cup is by beating the best teams, not by bottling it and playing all strategy. It was terrible. He should have been sacked after that. I'd get him out. Ben Kaufman. Oh yeah, might as well. Bit of corruption here. There's Ben's channel. Give him a bit of love and attention. Coffee company. You have CCV and Alistair Johnston in your back line. Your defence will be hard to break down, and Celtic could be screwed, unfortunately. Right, folks. Well, I've been going a lot longer than I expected today. Managed to squeeze a fair bit of old lemon juice out of that lemon today. Thank you very much, everyone in the chat. Thank you very much for just sitting there and watching it. You keep me going. And if you want to click like and subscribe, it's up to you, man. I'm not fussed. Or if you want to, share the channel on Twitter or something like that. I'm not saying you do that, but whatever. Give it a bit of hype. That's up to you. I'll just get ready to click this. So yeah, I'll say goodbye for now. Memberships are available if you want to peer at the end. I mean, that's about the only thing you get, and a little logo next to your name. But it's a way of keeping the lights on and all that. And I'll just say until next time, which I might do another stream in about 9 or 10 hours. We'll see how we go. Might go for a walk and see if I feel like doing a video, see if anything crops to mind, where I don't repeat myself, because I've kind of done the Kane thing. I'll have a walk and a bit of a ponder, see if anything plops out. But until next time, folks, till next time, peace and love, man, and come on you Spurs.